Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Pathfinder Kingmaker. As you can see, I've done some shopping and some rearranging of stuff off screen. But now, we'll look around this place, and we'll start with talking to this Boken fellow. A frail, disheveled old man wearing a stained and tattered robe gives you a gloomy look. I'm Boken, local herbalist. What brings you here? Tell me about yourself. But there's to tell. I'm an herbalist. Make potions and sell them. Gather herbs, roots, berries. I live in the forest, live off the land. Since leaving Restov for these parts, I ended up a merchant here at Oleg and Svetlana's post. They let me in out of kindness, help me with things. They bring me water or firewood when it's cold, and the occasional barrel of honey. They're good people. We'd use your help fighting the bandits. Where's this coming from? You want an old man like me to fight? Here, take this potion. Consider that my help in your fight. Okay, he's a pacifist, so he's not going to be fighting. We can use traps, and here you can see there's a bunch of traps set out now. There is, unless it's like something that I can sell, like a miscellaneous item that doesn't weigh very much that I can just sell to the next vendor, I'm not probably going to be picking it up from here on out, just because you run out of inventory space really quick if you do that. So, I don't have to deal with that. So, we're not going to have to deal with being over encumbered again. Spill the tar. Now you can see some tar over here that will help this fight against the bandits go smoother. And once Amiri gets in place because she's being slow, we're gonna quick save. And we're gonna talk to Oleg again. Tell me more about yourselves. Surely there are more important things to discuss. Well, alright. We're just honest people who came here from Restov. Fixed up the old fort to house travelers. And give merchants a place to trade with the locals. We also deal with the occasional huntsman in the area. What does any of this matter? When those bandits come back, they'll either drain us dry or just kill us. What can you tell me about the man who ran away from the post and came back? That must have been Boken. He sells potions, lives out in the forest like a hermit. But he comes here every day. He knows every tree and bush in the area and how they can help you. Stag Lord's gang wants us to work for them. He lacks the courage to fight those bandits, but he won't just walk away from us. He has a good heart, even if he grumbles a lot, especially recently. The bandits here bother you as much as Svetlana and Oleg. Maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good. Well, alright. I'll show these troublemakers. They'll learn better than to chase an old man around. Someone might even write up some verses about me. Maybe even heroic ones. I can't do a Lindsay voice. Please be careful. Go ahead and help. But leave the heroics to us, you hear? Let's get back to the possible attack. If we keep dallying, we'll end up with the attackers rather than about them. If they're even willing to talk. I'm prepared for the attack. Get in your positions and wait. I also can't do a Valerie voice. Fear not. I'll stand between you and this scum. You're under my protection. Finally, a fight. Was bored with all that talking. Well, these aren't the heroics I was hoping to write about, but I guess even the greatest heroes had to start somewhere. I see you're not easily cowed. I beg you, please be careful. Please don't let Oleg do anything too risky. Svetlana, go hide inside. We're going to go meet our guests. Aha. Is a trap. We have sprung it. Where do I want to go? Let's go like here to Fort Zone of Control. So that way if they walk past to get to Oleg, they will provoke an attack opportunity from her. I don't think... Oh no, we can reach. Alright, well let's go kick this man in the balls. Okay, this time we punched him in the balls. Amiri can't reach.
Tear them apart!
But that's fine. He goes to attack, and Amiri misses her goddamn attack of opportunity, girl. Come on. Supposed to be better than that. Let us inspire courage. And that's Lindsay's turn because she moved. And all of these backline fighters must run forth. Valerie, get these men.
Let us strike it home.
And they're dead. Can I reach this man? Yes, I can.
You
Sick.
should have run.
Did we just spinning back kick this man? Holy cow.
They go down.
Jesus, Amiri, unnecessary. Jesus Christ, girl. You did not have to crit him like that. You rats got what you deserve. Now they know better than to treat honest people like cattle. And our Boken here thought them a thing or two as well. Now, my lord, head up onto the guest rooms on the second floor. You deserve some rest after such a battle. I need to clean things up. And this is for your efforts. Now, don't offend me by trying to turn it down. Just take it. An honest fight deserves an honest reward. If that were more common practice in this world, I think life would be so much better. And with that, we have cleared out the bandits that were bothering Oleg and his trading post. And now we get to sleep. But not before we talk to Svetlana. Oh, she doesn't say anything, okay. As we loot everything. And now, after a hard day's work, it's time to go to bed. You wake up from a nasty dream that tortured you almost all night long. In it, you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. Quick look out of the window, and you find out that the fog was not a figment of your imagination, not a dream, and then...
Hear me. Please hear me. Can you hear me? Please.
Who are you?
Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself. The bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area. A defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom, if you wish.
I'm glad my adventure begins with such a beautiful sight.
Beauty is so tender. It can so easily be crushed under the blows of cruel fate. But you can save it from being undone.
What do you want from me?
Aid, salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk.
Staglord is responsible for the fog.
Yes, it hides his fortress as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him.
How can I help you?
This fog, it enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there, The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thornford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy.
All right, I understand. Farewell.
I don't believe in fate, stranger, but our meeting seems more than a coincidence.
So that theme, I don't know if how well you heard it, but I looked at the first day recordings and I noticed that the music was quite loud. So I turned it down by quite a bit. I'll probably have to pair it back up a little bit somewhat, but I wanted to see from one extreme to the other. So if I have to pair it up, I won't pair it up too much. I myself watched everything back and was like, ooh, that's not the greatest quality. So anyways, back to what I was saying. That theme specifically is probably my favorite theme in the entire game. I really, really love that theme and have used it many times before. Sorry, I apologize. There are going to be a lot of cuts. I think I'm starting to get a little sick. So there'll be a lot of times where I sneeze and have to blow my nose.
I'm there.
Good day. I hope you're feeling all right after that battle. I can't thank you enough for what you've done. I definitely don't want to waste your time, but if you have a moment, I have a request. What did you want to ask me? This is a very personal request, and maybe not important enough for your time. I completely understand if you say no. The first time the Stag Lord's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket, really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was standing in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something or that I'd say something stupid, and everyone around would laugh. If you happen to find my ring among Bandits' possessions, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. There is one more thing. Among the bandits, there's a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel. But please, I beg you, show her mercy if you have the chance. I'd be happy to help Svetlana. I'm so grateful for your help. Tell me about yourself. How did you and your husband find the courage to establish a trading post in the Stolen Lands? It was Oleg's idea, though I supported him in it. I didn't realize how dangerous it was here, of course. In Rostov, everyone respects the sword lords, and everyone's accustomed to relying on them. Even the mention of someone like Lady Jamandi could be enough to fend off a street thug or some other trouble. But maybe even work in some places here. Not with the Stag Lord's men. What can you tell me about the Stag Lord? He's not just some average bandit. If no one puts a stop to him, he'll turn the Stolen Lands into his personal kingdom. A kingdom of fear and oppression. It would be a kingdom of lawlessness. Once I've dealt with the Stag Lord, your life will improve. I can't thank you enough for the hope you've given me. Please, be careful. The Stag Lord is extremely dangerous. I have to go. Farewell. This person right here, Honorial Eight Eyes, is the Pathfinder Society person of this game. Every time you find them at a tavern or at the outpost here, you can talk to them. There's some dialogue options that tell you more about the Pathfinder Society, which is an in-lore society about basically a group of adventurers. It's not exactly what they are, but it's basically what they are. Every time you see a Noriel Eight Eyes, you can talk to them, and one of the dialogue options allows you to create hirelings. And these hirelings can be of any class. They help you play the game, but they don't have any unique dialogue options. They don't have any unique story quests. So using them is good because you can customize your team and make something really powerful, but as your first playthrough, I don't necessarily recommend you do that, because you miss out on the actual characters with actual content and substance. Speaking of characters, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around this trading post and we're gonna talk to all of our currently recruited friends, and we are going to talk to them and see what they have to say, and then we're gonna end the episode. Just a moment. How should I put this? Oh, I know. Oh, hi. Tell me about yourself. What do you want to know? Where are you from? I'm from all over. I was actually born in Galt. It's such a tiny village, it's not even on the maps. If it weren't for my teacher, I'd still be living there, milking goats, weeding turnips, swilling homebrew, having babies, and using books only as kindling. Who was your teacher? He's a true saint. He was once an important person in the capital, the Church of Shellen. He got in trouble with the authorities and went on a self-imposed exile to the tiniest, most godforsaken, priestless village he could find, the one where I was born. He wanted to open a school, but the villagers wouldn't let him. You can heal us all you like, but no putting any ideas into our children's heads. It'll only distract them from their work. But he did teach me on the sly. He taught me how to read, how to write, and he gave me books, poems, legends. He was the one who told me about the Knights of Avestan. And when I told him I was going on a journey, he gave a magic ring so that Shellen would protect me from harm. I haven't seen him since I ran away from home. I hope he's alright. I ask Shellen every day to grant him a long life and new students. Conversation of Shellen is basically the goddess of art, beauty. That's about it. It's more than that, but that's about what she is. She is probably my personal favorite deity. Maybe not in current Pathfinder mythos, but she's still up there in my top 3. I really like her. Her backstory is very interesting. Knights of Avestan, who are they? Oh, you haven't heard of them? How could you be a hero without knowing one of the most epic stories in the history of stories? No, I won't spoil anything. You should just read about them yourself. Every single chapter, their adventures are what gave me the idea of going on a heroic quest and writing about it to begin with. Now, look at me. Here I am, on a heroic quest. How did you become a bard? When I realized there was nothing for me at home besides more radish patches, I decided to run away. Traveling book peddler Tessie the Quill happened across our village. Well, I stuck to her like a burr and wouldn't let go until she agreed to take me as an apprentice. Together we traveled everywhere, to Brivoy and Taldor and even Ustalav. Then I found out about the Academy of Grand Arts and Pitax. I thought, well, I love reading stories, so I can surely learn to write them too. I enrolled on my first try, and they even gave me a scholarship. And they expelled me. Haha, that's okay. They'd already taught me all the important stuff. And now, with Shellen's help, I can manage on my own. Do you worship Shellen? Yes. Not to offend the other gods, but she's the most important of them all. All the other gods guard the world as it is, but only the eternal Rose, the goddess of beauty, calls us to the world as it should be. Why are your clothes so messy? Forget it. I can't waste money on looks. I'd rather buy books instead. In 100 years, when people are reading my works, they aren't going to ask whether the author had holes in her sleeves. Let me ask you something else. You come from Pitax, right? Tell me about it. Oh, I love Pitax, even though they kicked me out. Joyful place. What is life in Pitax like? Actually, Pitax has always been one huge nest of thieves. Bandits, river pirates, smugglers, fences, card sharps. It's always been home for the likes of them. That was before Iravetti became king. With him, a whole different life began there. Iravetti always wanted to make history, but not as another bandit with a crown. So that's exactly what he is. He wanted to be glorified through the centuries as a great patron of the arts. So he built the Academy of Grand Arts and spent lots of gold to assemble the best artists, poets, and musicians. Of course, the very best ones refused to go, but he got what he wanted in a way. Pitax was once just a booze barn for thieves. Now, it's a cabaret. What do you know of King Iravetti? He won his crown in a game of cards, which says much about Pitax as it does about him. He's fiendishly clever. Some cheats I know told me that from the moment he appeared, he started to pull off such schemes that the old city masters just scratched their heads. With him in charge, gold flooded into Pitac, and also, he's incredibly, unimaginably, fantastically decadent and conceited. Getting drunk with whores at the pub, that's not Lord Iravetti's style, oh no. He aims higher, dressing up like a male Calistria with a golden codpiece and holding a 3-week orgy with dancing on the rooftops, parades, public executions, and a contest for the best ode to the great unrivaled king. That's more like it. Calistria is the most worshipped elven deity. She is referred to as the favored sting. She has an affinity for bees, and she is a god of lust, trickery, and revenge. I also like Calistria because in elven culture and society, her teachings and the way she sees the world is very ingrained into their culture and the way that elves do things. And you know what? It really shouldn't surprise you that I really think elves are cool. So, yeah, Calistria is another god that I really like. He also likes singing. He orders his guards to make the citizens gather for his shows. May Shellen have mercy on his listeners. Tell me about the academy you studied at. You know, jokes aside, I'm thankful to Iravetti for building it, but he has no taste at all, whatsoever. He likes his art loud, bright, grandiose, and more importantly, glorifying His Royal Highness. He kicked out the best charcoal artist because he didn't wish to spend money on gray scribbles. He sacked a masterful flute player from Tianjia for playing too quietly, and instead ordered them to open a kettle drum class. He even ordered the academy to expel me, and for what? An innocent limerick. Would you go back to the academy and finish your studies? I'd like to return, but on one condition. If they threw out 3/4 of the professors who teach there now, and returned all the ones they banished. If you ask me, I'm proud to have been expelled. If my art was to Iravetti's liking, then I would have had reason to be ashamed. As long as mediocre lickspittles sit at the academy and those with real talent beg on the streets of Pitax, I will not cross the threshold of that place. Let me ask you something else. Tell me about the book you're writing. What is there to tell? You've seen some of my rough drafts already, haven't you? It's a book about you and your adventures. I am writing the whole truth, just as it happened. Well, the whole artistic truth. You know, no glory, no story. Why are you writing it? What's the point? When I was at the academy, Eobold the Insightful began his literature course with the question, what is a person? And he answered, a person is a storytelling animal. Our world does not consist of things. All these woods, seas, and cities. It consists of stories about those things. Stories we tell to ourselves and to each other. Just think about it. Centuries will pass, and there will be no me and no you. All your subjects will be long gone, but you and I will live on in people's memories and influence their deeds, thanks to this very book. I don't want to say that because it's mean, but I'm morbidly curious. No offense, but your command of language is not that good. The truth doesn't hurt me. Who do you think my most severe critic is? That's right, it's me. This is my first real book, and I have much yet to learn. But don't you worry. I will do your feats justice, and if I put my foot in my mouth here and there, then we can print a second edition, revised and corrected. Your book is full of inconsistencies. Well, yes, I can admit that. Sometimes one has to bend a few details for the sake of dramatic effect. It's called poetic truth. I write about everything as if I saw it with my own eyes, even parts of the adventure that I wasn't around for. But I do always carefully question everyone who was with you at the time. Think of it as a general picture. In the end, you're the hero of this book, and I am just the storyteller. So what kind of character am I? Truth be told, I was a little afraid of meeting a real hero. In books, they're all protectors of the weak and poor, but what about in real life? but you eased all my fears with 2 shakes of a tail. You're a true hero, just like in the legends. My new fear is that in 100 years, my readers will say that people like you never existed. But I'm writing the truth. You have an iron core. No matter what tricks fate throws in your path, you always know what's right and what's wrong. Some might say that's boring, but others will learn from you, from your strong character. How do you feel about me reading your work in progress? Well, these are only drafts, but of course you're welcome to read them. Just keep in mind that even if you don't like what I write about, I won't change a single letter, so don't even ask. Of course, it's a book about you, but it's my book, understood? As long as you write the truth, I have no objection. I swear, truth, only truth, and just a teensy bit of imaginative exaggeration. Tell me about your friendship with Tessie the Quill. So to say, the books woke my urge to travel, but it was only thanks to Tessie that I managed to really get out of my village. At first, Tessie tried in vain to get rid of me, but later, when I told her I was staying in Protect, she even shed a tear. I wonder where she is now. What's the deal with the ring you always wear on your finger? I mean, we already know about this, but... this. It was a gift to me from my first teacher. It's magical, imbued by the powers of Shellin, no less. When I get myself in trouble, it transports me to a safe spot. So, please don't be angry with me if I suddenly disappear from a fight. I'll wait for you here. Promise. Okay, I know I said I was going to talk to all of our friends. I think we're going to talk to the rest of them in next episode because this recording is running a little long. So, if you've managed to make it through all of that, please like, comment, share, subscribe. Click on any of the links down below. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss another episode. Thank you so much for watching. Every little bit helps. I am doing this purely for fun. I'm not getting a cent off of this. I will probably never get a cent off of this. But if you can find it within your means to just do the things that help this video succeed, I will be forever grateful. Thank you so much. This is Apollo. I'll see you next time.